Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Cheers, all, to another Classic Games watch party, or as we are now affectionately calling them, the NBA Refugee Games, because, man, if we're not NBA refugees at this point. But we have an awesome game for everyone. Just going to go through real quick for those listening in the future. We are doing a watch party of the 1990. Well, tonight is the 1990 regular season Bulls versus Supersonics. Fantastic game. We'll get into the context and all that. But so you know, in case you are skipping on to just the game, the link for the upload of the game that we are all watching together is in the description and will be pinned in the comments here of the live itself. The sync clock in the gamecast is the most important thing right under the score. We will be hitting play on that video that is linked in the description at the same time that I start that clock on the gamecast. So at any point, you can sync your watching of that video with our clock, and you will be watching exactly what we're watching at the same time that we're watching it at any point in the future. So with that being said, I am PMR Hoops here with the real Siberius, and we will get this watch party going. How are you, Siberius?
I'm doing great, man. I am definitely excited for this game. Just to give some context of this game, this is the first game that I saw Michael Jordan play live. I was 14 years old, and it delivered in every aspect that I was hoping that it would. So I'm excited to share that experience with all of you guys. And yeah, let's get to it.
Hell yeah. Let's shout out some people in the chat. Let's see, how's everybody doing? Binary Bard, welcome back. Lanetta 402, good to see you. Man, I love that we see familiar names. I think that's like the happiest thing, isn't it?
I agree. It just makes my day.
For real. It's crazy. I'm going to see. Oh, and we have learned how to pin messages in the chat. Look at us. I am growing. I am learning. I am figuring out how to do this YouTube business.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. You know what? I appreciate that. This stuff is actually way more complicated than I thought. Every time we do anything, I'm infinitely more impressed by guys like AOH and Uncommon and the rest of them. It's wild.
I completely agree.
I don't know how they do this all the time. But speaking of AOH, let me go ahead and shout him out right now. He was able to do the 2x upsampling of this 1990 regular season game. So we will be watching the upscaled version, even prettier than it was in 1990.
And it wasn't terribly pretty back then, but it does look a lot better now.
So enormous thanks to AOH. The video itself is on his channel. So that's what we will be syncing to. But thank you so much to AOH for doing that. I know it takes a bunch of time and resources and hogs the CPU and all that stuff. I know you got a bunch of stuff to edit, so it means the world to us that you can make this infinitely more beautiful for everybody watching. Thank you. Absolutely. Shout out to John Freeman in the chat. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So yeah, so we are doing the 1990 regular season, early season. It's I think it's the 9th game of the season, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, for the Bulls, fifth game or 6th game, sorry, for the Supersonics. But regular season that fall, it's really an impressive. It's a cool moment in history, both for the Bulls and for the Supersonics, but especially for the Supersonics. So we can go into that a little bit. We'll be talking about it throughout the game, but just a little bit. This for the Supersonics was the big sort of changing of the guard. I think I have it. Yeah, I have it up there on the screen. But a lot of big changes for the Sonics that would go on to sort of define the 90s here. The Casey Jones moves up from assistant coach to head coach. 2 times champion with as the head coach. He also had 2 as an assistant coach and 8 as a player, but we'll talk about that later. But this is Gary Payton's rookie year. This is his first time squaring up against Jordan in the NBA. So this is his rookie year. Shawn Kemp is having his sophomore year. Interestingly, Shawn Kemp is actually on the bench, which has a lot to do with sort of Casey Jones's coaching style.
Yeah.
But the reason you might be wondering why on earth would Kemp be on the bench and how does that work? That is because of the X-Man and Dale Ellis in particular. But the X-Man is Xavier McDaniels. Monster defender, big rebounder, efficient mid-range as well. But he was, big deal veteran, big deal star, him and Dale Ellis for the Sonics on the back half of the 80s from 85 to 1990. So they are sort of hogging his spot. They are, Kemp cannot get a starting position because those two guys are still there. So X-Man is gone in about a month after this game in that December. And Kemp, has to earn his way onto a starter spot. But it's wild to think about that Shawn Kemp did not start on the bench. Did not start as a starter. He started on the bench. He had to earn it.
The way it should be.
I agree. So the previous season, everybody had hoped would be Xavier's big year. Hopefully they'd be able to recover from some stuff early in the previous season. But crushing tiebreak. They lost to Houston. They lost to the Rockets in a tiebreaker game for the 8th seed. But these young guys got something cooking. This particular Supersonics led by these guys, Payton and Kemp, they might become something later in the 90s. We'll have to see. And for the Bulls, they are trying to get over the hump. They were defeated again by the Jordan Rules Pistons the year before. Jordan is entering his prime. He's at the very beginning. Pippen is finally stabilizing. He had been a little inconsistent in prior seasons. He's now becoming a stable and ascendant star. Hobson and Livingston were added to the roster, which is actually a big deal. It's a huge part of how they're able to get over the hump and defeat the Pistons at the end of this year. Or, sorry, spoilers, I guess, if they beat the Pistons this year in 1990. So it's a big deal. This is the beginning. This is the rise. This is really the birth of that dynasty. This is Phil Jackson is his second year. This is when he aggressively pushes the triangle. They had played with it the year before, but had mostly relied on a lot of iso ball and a lot of Jordan sort of leading the offense at all times. Now they sort of downshift into this triangle. Tex Winters is his assistant. They, get full backing from the Bulls leadership to just go with it. And and then the rest of the 90s, that's history. But this is the beginning of that, and this is one of the early games that we'll actually get to see them start to implement it a lot more and run it as a regular thing. So it's a really interesting game. So don't be fooled that regular season, whatever. This is not like today's games. This is not modern era stuff. Regular season mattered. Regular season was big deal stuff.
No, it really did. And thank you for highlighting all of that stuff, because while it is an important game to me, because it was the first time that I saw Jordan, it bears significance, especially in the Bulls' future and the Sonics' future. This is, this was the foundation for what became two phenomenally great teams.
It is, man. Just a couple shout outs in the chat. Wootage is hoping that the Bulls win this game. Survivor Series 1990 is 5 days after this, with the GOAT Gobbledygooker making his debut and some Undertaker looking fella. We'll have to see. I love the suspense from Wootage every time. AOH says, great game choice. Oh, that's Siberius's game choice. This was his game. He was there. He was there for this one live, 14 years old. You can imagine that. I am supremely jealous.
In the Coliseum, which was a terrible, terrible stadium with not a lot of good seats. So I'm glad that doesn't exist anymore. Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to the basketball show. Paul is in the chat. He is wishing us a good stream. But he's going to be watching his Knicks. I will not hold it against you, as it is playoffs, and I know the Knicks are important to you. So absolutely enjoy your game, and best of luck to the Knicks.
That's right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you being here. I don't know if you caught our previous live. We had a lot of great, amazing things to say about your video earlier this week. Could not have been a better video. Oh my God, what a video. I can't tell you how motivated we felt, and particularly me, how motivated I felt to keep learning and keep trying to grow, my sort of abilities to join y'all in this.
Absolutely.
What a video. So thank you for that. Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be considered there.
I also have to shout out Paul just released a book. It is available on Amazon. If you check out his video, he has a link to it where you can buy it. I have purchased it myself. I just started reading it. But absolutely everybody go check out that video. Go buy that book. Paul is just always producing content and doing such a great job. So please go and support him.
Hell yeah. I actually did not know that. I'm going to have to go check out that book. That's awesome. I love reading. There's a lot of great basketball books too.
There is. And
we should probably start talking about those.
Be amongst them.
Yeah, we should probably start talking about some of those at some point.
I think
also, in case anybody missed it before, another shout out once again to AOH for upscaling this game broadcast for us, this footage for us. Watching it in 2x upscaled is way better than watching the actual 1990 broadcast. So anytime that you have you have a free chance and volunteering to do that for us, I cannot thank you enough. Everybody go check him out if you're not already. But thanks again. It's cool how much people are helping to make this possible. Hopefully we can, show more people what exactly plumbers and firemen are capable of. What does plumbers and firemen playing basketball look like? Let's find out, shall we? Let's see how that goes.
I agree. A lot of people have been in our corner trying to make this a success. And it's my hope that I can deliver on their expectation. I want to deliver a good product that people are going to return again and again and again to experience with the both of us. So time to bring our A game.
Indeed. All right. So I'm never going to pronounce this right, but shout out to Taufik Saka. Please tell me if I'm saying that right, or if I can just call you Tau. But thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Hope you enjoy the game. With that in mind, feel free. Ask any questions. So just to repeat it once more, what we're going to do here is we have a link in our descriptions and we have a link in the chat. Perfect. Thank you, Paul. What a great question. Basketball show, B-Baller Show asks, how are you guys watching these games during the stream? That's a fantastic question. So we have a link pinned in both of our chats and is in the descriptions of both our chats. Or if you're familiar with Angry Old Hoops or AOH, he has graciously uploaded this particular game onto his upscaled 2x, which is just outstanding, as I said. So what we do is you'll notice in the middle of the gamecast here, in our little gamecast in the middle, underneath the score, there is a sync to and then a blank clock. So what we do is we press play on that video at the same time that I press start on our sync clock. So at any point, if you get lost or you come in later or you come in and out, you're checking out other stuff, it's totally cool. You just sync your watching of that YouTube video of this game. You sync that with our clock. If those two clocks are the same, you're watching exactly what we're watching as we're watching it. So that is how we're able to do these watch parties. And one other little note, everything you see in this gamecast, I have to do manually in terms of the score, what period we're in, et cetera, all that stuff, rotating out info panels. So if the score is not perfect, give me a second. I will catch up to it. I have to do this manually. So a little grace in terms of that. I don't have ESPN's, I don't know what they use over there, AI or a team of interns or whoever they got going over there. There's a one-man show here. But
everyone,
with that in mind, go ahead.
Shout out to Pineapple Midrange. He created our Gamecast board, which delivers all of this information to all of us. This also was his brainchild and his idea. I am just along for the ride and the glory. And yeah, I was going to say, absolutely everybody go check out his channel and his videos and his lives, because all of this would not exist without him.
That's very kind. I appreciate that, but frankly, it wouldn't be that much fun if you weren't here. So thanks to you, really. But that in mind, so we're going to do a countdown from 10, and then we're going to hit play. So it's going to be 10 followed by then go. So 3, 2, 1, then click. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
All right. Oh, I'm excited, man.
Javo Music, welcome in, Javo. Says, what y'all are doing is something big. People who wasn't around back then or didn't watch can get the game, y'all's perspectives and breakdown. They can also see the differences in the game itself. Effing genius. I'm glad you think so. I hope so. These are now affectionately called the NBA refugee games for those who just can't with the modern games anymore. But otherwise, we're really hoping that we can show some people, and we've had some people come in who have never seen Jordan play or had never seen games from that era, and they were wildly impressed. They were having a ball watching it. So we really hope that works out. We hope that more modern fans will also check it out and investigate for themselves, see what they think.
Absolutely. We're glad that you're here to join us. Javo Music, we always appreciate you having you here. We appreciate your insights and your praise. I was going to say, we're grateful that there are people here that are interested in this and experiencing this with us.
Paul says, if playoffs are not on, maybe I'll join. Love watching these Bulls. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We would love to have you even for 5 seconds. If you want to say hello at any time, you just say so. I'll get that link to you. I'll get that link to you in email. Same goes for you, AOH. We may actually try to do some call-ins, maybe not this one, but probably next one, for everybody to be able to, hop in, say hello, say what's on your mind during halftime or something. I'm still learning how to do all that and how to control all this stuff back here. But for tonight, AOH basketball show, y'all are welcome anytime.
Basketball show, we actually do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be doing a classic watch party, or as they are now affectionately called, NBA refugees. And yes, you will always be welcome to join. The fact that he said, of course, if allowed, is crazy. Of course you're allowed. Right, okay. Well, game is on. Let's
go. We're here. Triple N says, can't wait to watch MJ get carried by Bill Cartwright. I know, right? Can't wait.
You know it's going to happen. Like,
most dominant center ever. Without Bill Cartwright, where would the Bulls
be? There you go.
You know what? Shout out to Bill Cartwright. Regardless of modern narratives and stuff like that, that guy played hard. That guy played hard. He was doing it. He was doing the thing. He was great. It's not his fault that, these fools these days want to go and try to say something happened that didn't happen. But shout out to Bill Cartwright, man.
When you think about it, trading Charles Oakley for Bill Cartwright,
wow,
kind of feels like somebody got a better deal.
Tao with good taste. 94 Rockets, Lakers, and Bulls. Those are good games. AOH would like us to keep track of how many times Jordan, quote, doesn't make his teammates better, end quote, as Rich Paul says. I should start keeping tally of this stuff.
Just picked his pocket.
I love the shoutcasting too, how they just actually just narrate what is happening in the game.
Yeah.
Like they're not, I don't know, they don't lie about it. They just say what it is.
Now that's the beauty of it. Let me know if my game is too loud and I will turn it down. I'm trying to just keep it just high enough so I can hear it.
Tal says he would. In addition, we would love for us to stream the 1980s Celtics v Bulls and Showtime Lakers versus 76ers. Oh, those are great. Oh, definitely add those to the list. We had a couple requests from 1980s. Woodage, you'll be welcome in a future stream.
Mid-range. I just miss mid-range.
There's a lot of highly efficient mid-range shooters here. We mentioned it earlier, but this is really the first year of sort of aggressive triangle use. This is really just all in on the triangle. So we're going to see a lot of couple dribbles, smooth, quick mid ranges, not just from Jordan and PJ Armstrong posting up. Actually, he'll get some. He'll obviously get some from three, but he'll also be doing a lot of mid range. But Xavier McDaniels, actually, if he's not deep in the post, if he's not sort of bullying around in there in the paint, he's got a really good mid range. He relies on that thing. Anytime that he's faced with traffic, he's got a lethal mid range as well. Did very well for himself with it. He was actually almost twice league average in terms of points per game. I think he was like 21 or 22 points per game.
Wow.
Yeah, as a big man like that with a mid range, that's extremely impressive. So he was a big deal. Actually, he was the X-Man, which is how we will be referring to him. Oh, look at that! There he goes,
getting it done.
Yes, sir. We'll talk about it more a little bit later too. But that is also Shawn Kemp's main mentor. He is the guy that Kemp frequently talks about and said really nice things about just a few years ago. They had like a whole tribute thing and all that. And he talked for a while about the ways that those veterans sort of helped them develop. But we'll get into all that as the game goes. First, look at this pace. I thought that this ball was supposed to be super slow. These guys are sprinting, sprinting. Baseline to baseline.
Man, really got to shout out AOH again. This game looks so much better.
It does.
So again, thank you AOH for doing that.
Treat's already got 2 fouls. That's no good. This is his last year with the Sonics too.
Triple N says, thanks to analytics, the mid-range doesn't exist anymore. You can even look at players shooting form, and most of them have a lower release point because they're not shooting over people.
That's actually a really great point.
It is an excellent point. Thank you, Triple N.
Tao says they watched 1970s and 80s Netherlands national team games, and their formations were crazy. Do you know we actually found some Olympic games and some like world games from prior eras that I'm thinking about if we can get that going. So that's a conversation that's happening behind the scenes here. We might be mixing in some Olympics and some international games.
Idea. Just look at everybody battling for rebounds. Offensive, defensive, doesn't matter. Everybody wants that ball and is willing to fight for it.
And Real Hoops pointing out that I think Jordan had 7 steals this game. I didn't count him up. I made the mistake last game of spoiling it to prepare all the panels for at the end of the game. But then we only stick around, like we're only at the end of the game. We're talking for like 10 minutes, and the TV, the broadcast shows all of that stuff. So I'm not spoiling it for myself. But that doesn't surprise me at all. The season prior, actually, 89. So this is 1990. This is whatever their 9th game, I think. The Bulls' 9th game of the season. Previous season, Jordan was number 1 in steals. Again. Number 1 all defensive. Again.
So I actually have to shout out another channel. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with DZ Shooting, but he does these breakdowns of specific players' shooting form, and he does 4 videos on Jordan breaking down 4 of his different shots and the shooting form for each. They're absolutely fantastic, and all of you should go and check them out.
I will check it out. I don't know that channel. I'll have to go check it out.
amazing stuff.
Oh, we got some people watching from work, listening. Lost No More, we got you. We will try to also shoutcast a little bit more so you know what is also happening when we talk about stuff. Tao says, when I hear the 90s were weak, I will say the game has evolved, that this era has made roles complex, that you don't need traditional roles, hence why centers are forced to shoot threes. Well, I think a big part of that is the lack of physicality now, which is ironic because they actually have the same amount or more fouls per game than they did in the more physical era. So I'm not sure why we got rid of the physical stuff, why we put in a 3-second rule, why we got rid of hand checking just to have the same amount of fouls and the same amount of stoppages. I don't really see what the point of that was. But yeah, you needed sort of enforcers. You needed sort of bullies down there in the post. Like that's what big men needed to do. They needed to work, enormously on footwork, on strength, on pressure, on attacking the rim, and then sort of Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. You start getting this sort of wing guards, the rise of the guards, in there, sort of the high flyers to get through all those big men. See, there you go. Solid putback by Scottie Pippen. There's Paxson's miss. But so yeah, I'm not sure why they did that, but if you don't need to be that physical, if if you're not pushing each other down there, if you're not vying for that at the rim, then I guess you kind of have to. That plus zone, plus 3-second rules, less clogging of the paint. So yeah, now they have to do this kind of thing, and you get this sort of weird, sort of positionless basketball that I don't know. I'm not a big fan of. I don't find it as elegant of a game. I don't find it as interesting. The strategies kind of end up sort of becoming algorithmically neutral gray. They just kind of aim for the middle and then just chuck as many shots as you can.
Yeah.
Look at the Celtics this playoffs where they shoot like 100 threes, 200 threes, something like that. Like, well, live by the three, die by the three. It's, well, because you're not doing anything else. So I don't find that as interesting.
Javo Music says the intensity fighting for rebounds, not allowing someone to get a rebound. It's not even the big names boxing out. Everyone was boxing out and fighting for position to get the rebound. It's true.
Yep.
It was, if anything, it was about pride. It'd be like, I'm not going to let you get it if I can. That'll make me look bad. Oh!
Yep. Binary Bard has a request. AOH, as you go upscaling these for the watch parties, if there are more Tyra Banks commercials, Binary Bard would like you to leave them in. I agree with that.
I like that.
Yeah, it's from the streets of Paris, boys.
Look at everyone in the paint. Everyone.
I'm gonna keep pointing that out until somebody gets that reference.
Man.
What you were saying about everybody being in the paint too, Jordan's averaging like 7 rebounds per game, by the way.
Yeah.
As the guard. Like, he's in there.
He just wasn't going to get outworked. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at it. Look at it. In there. Jesus. What a rebound fest. Like, what was that? 3? I think 3 or 4. 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in a row for the Sonics. Yep. Cartwright the GOAT.
Just the intensity on defense. Nobody's just standing around flat-footed.
Pointing out, too, Seattle already has 6 turnovers.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm failing at my entire mission here. Let me get this updated here. Oh, also, we're in the first. Look at that. Sonics advancing. Top of the key. Look at Jordan. Look at everybody. Knees bent. Knees bent, arms ready, shifting back and forth. Everybody hustling back.
Yeah.
Now, 3 Bulls arrive across the court, 2 are running behind, and already all 5 Sonics are there and ready in position for defense. Nobody's missing, nobody's cherry picking, nobody's hanging out waiting for it. Like everybody's there ready to play defense.
It's just crazy.
Nobody's taking it easy, and it's the beginning of the regular season. Let me get this up there. Here we go. There we go. BJ picking him up.
Absolutely.
Picks him up at the logo.
Vincent Garcia says everything was better back then. The shoes, the clothes, the music, all of it was better. Without question.
All right, I got the score set up there.
The other thing that I really like about watching these games is the officiating was so consistent. It wasn't this player's getting called for travels, this one isn't. This one's getting called for fouls, this one isn't. Everyone seemed to be getting called for everything. I mean, nobody's perfect. JVO Music says, not a single soul on the floor crying and whining for a foul this game is a sigh of relief. It really is. Jordan, an excellent free throw shooter. Oh. How did I get ahead?
I did figure out. I probably should tell you this before. For you and AOH, but you want to look off of only you and I and AOH. We want to look off of our side on our StreamYard, the clock, not off of your stream. That's how.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Everybody else go by what you see on the screen. Don't ignore that. That's just for us.
That is my fault.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out, but I worked it out. I was trying to figure out what was happening to AOH on the last show, and finally, but I'll explain it to you guys later. I don't want to confuse everybody.
It does make sense.
BJ Babyface Armstrong. Good times. For real, he was one of my favorites, man. Weirdly, also with another Armstrong, with Daryl Armstrong on the Magic, kind of had exactly the same role, which was just funny to me that's how that went down. Get the score back up here.
Okay. Yeah, I need to make sure.
So we were talking before, while we're in commercials here, we're talking a little bit about Kemp and that sort of mentorship thing. Something I want to point out, because I just think it's so fascinating. So Kemp was one of very, very few players back then, straight out of high school. No college, no NCAA ball, no college ball at all. Just straight in. And Casey Jones was a very interesting choice for him to have as a coach, because Casey Jones was very hands-off, very relaxed. Actually, let me put him up on the screen here for you guys. Where is he? Casey Jones. Here, we'll compare that with Phil Jackson. There you go. So yeah, so he was very let the veterans sort of lead, let the veterans guide the rookies, let sort of the team handle their own dynamics, and he was very hands off in terms of strategy. Whatever was working for the guys is what was working for the guys. Otherwise, he primarily sort of worked on defensive fundamentals. Anybody who knows him as a player, that's his whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, he was just a complete monster on defense. Unbelievable. Won 8 rings with it back in those. He was there with the Russell dynasty. Is when he was doing that. So anyway, so he was big on defensive fundamentals. He was big on team chemistry. That was his primary sort of way of doing it. And so no matter how good Shawn Kemp was, he was, a baby in the league. He was a rookie with no college experience. So there was just no way he was going to allow him, no matter how good he did. And he did great. I mean, he would put in, 16 points a game on limited minutes, but it didn't matter. He had to both earn his spot and also learn from the vets. And the vets were sort of charged with taking care of him. And now a rookie, Gary Payton, this year. So, and they really did. I mean, there's a lot of stories of where Kemp talks about it and where X-Man talks about it, about he was thinking he was going to go in, dunk, do all his flashy stuff, own everybody in the league, then go out for drinks and come back and do it again. And they had him in there as a job. They taught him that NBA is a job. You got to show up every night. And during the day, you got to study film. And when you go home, you got to watch more film. And you got to be there for every practice. You got to show up on time. I mean, they really drilled it into these sort of hotshot rookies that's how you have to do it. And they didn't let him sort of get anything. And he stayed on limited minutes. And it wasn't until they traded X-Man and until it was sort of the end of those vets' time that Kemp starts to finally get some starting games. And then he goes on to be, the Kemp that we all know. But it's cool how they started that back then. I think that's just a fascinating contrast to a lot of sort of young guys, rookies today, and the rotating of vets all over the place, that they don't even keep vets on the team for very long.
Right. Well, and all of that has always made me wonder, because Pippen was originally drafted by the Sonics. Had he stayed on the Sonics and not gone to the Bulls, does Pippen become the Pippen that we know? I don't think he does.
Probably not. I'm guessing
no one's dragging him along to be great. It's up to him.
Yeah, I think half the guys in the league now probably could be significantly better if they were allowed to actually stay put and develop somewhere.
Absolutely.
No, we'll never know.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Did my clock stop? Oh, no, it didn't.
What? Okay, so clearly I am still figuring this out as well. Where am I supposed to be syncing my clock to? StreamYard or my stream?
To the one you see in StreamYard. To the one you see in StreamYard. That's what you want to sync to.
Because I still got ahead.
Sente Garcia. Scottie Pippen. AOH needs to make some merch for that. I would buy a Pippen shirt.
I would absolutely buy a Pippen shirt.
It did, right? AOH is pointing out that my sync clock stopped for several seconds. That is very annoying.
That must have been what got me. I'm back synced now. Yeah, that must have been what did it.
Well, I apologize for that. I have no idea why.
I mean, this is only our second time doing this. There are going to be some hiccups and some glitches that we're going to have to iron out. And we will. We absolutely will.
Yeah. I like that everybody's really enjoying the ads too on the commercial breaks. All these old ads are wild. That's funny.
It was good. I mean, that was the beauty of watching the games back then is there wasn't well, I mean, you couldn't fast forward through commercials if you
Man,
wanted to.
real quick, look at the movement in this play. They just passed that
I
ball like 8
know.
times. 8 times. People rotating around the perimeter, going, tossing it inside. Even Horace Grant up, sort of by the free throw line. Cartwright with a little short range jumper. Just getting everybody involved.
I also wonder what Polonese would have became if he went to the Bulls instead of Pippen.
That's an interesting.
Could he have become, an all-time great center? Who knows?
Speaking of ifs and stuff, someone mentioned it earlier, but yes, Xavier McDaniels would eventually find himself on the Knicks.
Yep.
Or unfortunately, where he would face off in 7 games against Jordan again and get denied his ring. He's there with Oakley and Ewing, and he was, and he was a monster there too. I mean, that's the sort of the very end, the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
But that should have, I think every New York fan thinks that should have been the year. If you were going to do it, that had to be the year. But
it was. And
Jordan too strong.
Opportunity missed. In the beginning of the stream, you had pointed out Dale Ellis and how, this is one of his last few games with the Sonics. He was such a phenomenal shooter that just didn't really get a lot of recognition. He was one of those players that kind of fell under the radar. I did a player profile of him on my channel, and if you're not familiar with Dale Ellis, you should go watch that. And I'm not saying that to say go watch my content. I'm just saying he is a player that is worth highlighting. And yeah, he had a good career.
Yeah. Him, and I think there's a couple others that this is their final season. But those two, Ellis gets traded in this February. He goes to Milwaukee for Ricky Pierce. And
wow.
X-Man is gone not even a month later, 3 weeks after this game. He gets traded early December. So this is sort of the end of the 80s, the late 80s, mid to late 80s era Sonics, and the birth of the 90s Sonics all happening in this one game. It's cool.
It is. It's fantastic. So I have gone back and rewatched this game, since I saw it in person. But the first time that I did, my view of actually watching the game on TV was so much better than my view of watching the game live. We weren't exactly in nosebleed seats. We were probably midway up, from courtside. But we were looking at it from this point of view. We were up to the left. And so we're kind of watching the game at an angle, not straight on either end. And you really couldn't see a lot. The players looked pretty small. You couldn't really get a lot of, but it was so good. So absolutely good.
Yeah, another steal. Sonics go for the give and go. Pippen gets a hand on it. They rack them up. This game.
Yeah.
Let's compare these guys real quick. See some folks talking about it. Javo Music says Gary Payton would have made Pippen leave the team. Pippen was soft. MJ molded him into a Hall of Famer. Gary Payton would have stunted Scottie's growth since Scottie was so mentally weak. That is a good point. That was actually a big focus of Phil Jackson's and Michael Jordan's together. You can see him on the screen there, but there was his big emphasis was defense, discipline, and mental toughness. And he really gave Jordan a long leash to mold those guys and get everybody super disciplined, super, locked in. which I think was good. I think it was good for everybody on that team.
Absolutely.
I mean, by the mid '90s, this is not a team that loses focus. Even when they lose, they are focused.
Super Dave.
Yeah, but with Casey Jones, I mean, you can see how
Look
Kemp's
at Reggie
defense
with
and Gary
hair.
Payton's defense develop. I mean, Payton becomes one of the best defensive point guards of his time.
He does. I mean,
A lot of love in the chat for Super Dave.
Super Dave was crazy.
Everybody's into it. These ads are wild. AOH points out the book called Blood in the Garden talks about how the Knicks' miscommunication lost X in the offseason. Really?
Wow.
I would like to read that.
I'm going to have to check that out as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to write that down.
Seattle with 8 turnovers. Come on, that's not going to get it done.
Man.
Oh,
another steal. This one, oh no, there we go. Almost threw it away. We're moving. Quick pull up, not in.
John Freeman says the alley-oop passes from Payton to Kemp were crazy for a couple years. They really were.
Pippen inside baseline with the dunk. Pippen really stabilizes. This is his first year where, I mean, you look at him, sort of game over, like game by game. This is really his first year. He becomes a lot more stable.
It was, absolutely.
My goodness, look at this. I mean, there's just like, what is that? 8 people, I think, 8 or 9 people just all in the paint fighting over every rebound. 6'8", 6'2", doesn't matter.
A nice mid-range shot. Oh, wow.
With the mid-range, everybody with the mid-range. It's funny, too. At this time, like, when they pushed the triangle, the year prior was actually Jordan making the most threes he would ever make in his career in a single season. Because they did a lot of iso balls, but I mean, he was shooting like 38% from 3. He made 92 threes, which at that time was pretty ridiculous. But with the push on the triangle, the idea became for high percentage shots, not how many shots you can take efficiently, but how efficient you are when shooting the ball was sort of the mentality. Right. So the 3 sort of dips. I mean, he has times and flashes in particular games. He has that skill. He can do it, but they really went for high efficiency shots. But what's interesting to me about that is how efficiency, the definition of that changed.
It really has.
Efficiency meant take shots that you have a high percentage chance to make, not can you shoot as many as you possibly can within the timer. Like it just meant something else, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see everybody working on their mid range. Seattle with another steal. See what I'm talking about? Kicks it out to 3, low percentage, doesn't make it. Pippen in transition. Back it up, slow it down. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And fouled.
That's wild. That's really cool. For anybody joining us, again, there's a link in the chat and a link in the description. The game is hosted and upsampled by AOH. So we're streaming from his channel, but you just press play on that video and sync that video with our clock here in the middle of the screen, and you will be watching along with us. There's Stacey King. Doesn't he have a podcast now? I'm pretty sure he's one of them.
I think he does. I've certainly seen him on some podcasts.
Yeah, I think he's got his own now. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
It really makes me feel old when I see all of these players, and I'm like, am I really that old? No, I really am. Like, this was a long, long time ago. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a nice shot.
Ooh, soft touch. And not called a foul because he actually touched the ball. That's crazy.
Yeah.
These days, you touch the ball, it's a foul.
Wow.
I mean, there's just so much maneuvering inside. You know, these guys really knew how to just get up in there and maneuver around. Footwork, little fakes, moving those arms all over the place. Like, it's crazy to me that this was a skill. I feel like this is a skill that's lost. Now you just throw yourself at people just in a straight
I
line.
completely agree. Just the lack of fundamentals of how to move yourself and your body around your man to put yourself in the best position for a shot.
Oh, Daryl just throwing it away. Trapped at the baseline, tries to throw it back up, and just immediately and obviously like just throwing it away. Poor BJ.
Big Brazy 887 says, I played at a high level in high school 2007 to 2010 before getting myself in trouble. You couldn't even chuck up threes back in those recent years. It's true.
Yep. Actually, we're going to watch the video. At some point, we have a video to show AOH, but it's coming up where we're going to look at how basketball used to be taught back in the early days, even before any of us, if you can believe it. But back in like 1951, they made an educational video on how to play basketball correctly.
Yep.
And it's just wild to look at. Teo asks how to sync on YouTube. So if you have the video pulled up, as well as our stream here, you want the clock on the video of the game to be the same as the clock here on our stream, and you will be synced up. The sync clock here in the middle where it says sync to 34, 24, 25, 26. If your YouTube video is also at 34, 31, 32, 33, you will be synced up with us.
And watching what we're watching while we're watching it.
Or if not, feel free to listen. We're doing our best to try to comment enough, to provide enough shoutcasting for those who are not watching and provide enough commentary for those who are.
All right, Jordan back in.
If y'all need more of either, please let us know.
Oh,
look at that. Jesus. Solid mid-range, off balance, sideways in the air. He still gets it in.
Crazy.
He plays a few less minutes this game, if I remember it right.
I think he does.
Yeah, he plays
I think he does.
I want to say I had it written down there for after the game, but I think he plays like 37 minutes this game, and still. I mean, well, I don't want to spoil it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Woodage even thinks the Bulls have a good chance to win their first title this year. Maybe. I mean, they're kind of a regular season team at this point. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, as a Bulls fan, I'm always going to believe that they have a chance, but I also don't want to jinx it.
Like to see Vincente. Oh, look at that. Jordan double teamed at the logo already.
Yep.
Almost. Look at the rebounds. Man, these people just leap for these rebounds. I'm sorry. I have to specify for modern era. They leap towards the ball to get the rebound. I don't mean to suggest that they might leap away from the ball in order to let a particular teammate get the rebound for their stats or for their triple-double opportunity. I'm saying they leap at the ball as the ball is coming down. It's truly a lost art, isn't it?
I mean, I never played organized basketball in any way, but even I was taught you get the rebound at its apex. That's where you're trying to get the ball at its absolute highest, which means you have to jump for it. I don't know where that's going.
No, sir.
Apparently, they stopped teaching that entirely.
No, sir. I watched AOH's videos. I have it on good authority that you're supposed to get the rebound on the floor, surrounded by 3 people who got out of the way. That's
a fair
the correct
point.
way to rebound. I'm sure of it.
I mean, it's certainly what we're being role modeled.
It's just so crazy, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff.
Vince Garcia says the difference between Jordan and these players, he wanted to make the shot on top of getting fouled. Absolutely.
Yep. I mean, that was the thing, right? I mean, AI literally goes and makes and one. But somehow and one became and just don't make it, just 0. Which is crazy to me too, because Jordan shot at this point in the early 90s, Jordan's shooting like 84% from the free throw line.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so he could like statistically, like if he was playing modern era right now, statistically they would try to get him to the foul line instead of making shots, because that would be his highest percentage shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's out there, and a lot of these guys are out there dying for it, trying to get one in, trying to make it anyway, and then just take the one extra shot or an extra point, as opposed to just an easier way to make the same amount of points. It's just different, It's just a different mentality.
Entirely different. Woodard says Jordan has a good chance to win a second MVP this season.
It will be competitive.
It will be. Anybody's game.
This is before all the modern voting stuff. Jordan in traffic, can't get it, tosses it away, or it gets smacked away. I can't see closely enough, and I don't think they're going to show it. Yeah. Not a lot of replays.
No, not a ton of replays. Not a ton of showing the score.
I'm doing my best with it. You'll also notice something that I really enjoy, and I meant to point it out in the Eastern Conference Finals last week, but I'll be pointing it out regularly. You'll notice that whenever they zoom out, wow, what a pass! Holy crap! See, now that to me strikes me as an assist, and he's able to do all this in 2 steps, not 5 steps, 2 steps.
Yeah, drawing the double team,
finds Horace. Look at that, just all into traffic. He's up against like 4 shirts in there and still finds Horace.
It's got to be the goggles.
I was about right. 43-40. Solid.
Oh.
Horace Grant, who will also be starting his Cry About It podcast this summer, I think. I looked at the lineup, man. I think I know what he's gonna do, but yeah, he's got Scottie lined up as I think his first guest, and then
probably
a few other Bulls that are either neutral or that are pretty much all of them are longtime friends and still friends with MJ. So my guess is that him and Scottie will have their gripe session, their grievance session, and make a bunch of noise, and there'll be a bunch of hot takes, and everybody will talk about it. Can you believe what they're saying? And then the next like 4 guests will all be former Bulls, and then they slowly walk all that stuff back, and then that solidifies their early reach and their audience.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
That's at least what the guest list implies, and it's just gross. Like if you're going to start a podcast, just start the damn podcast. Just talk about interesting things. Like why do you need to have like a hot take, garbage take strategy? It's just so gross. Man, Payton almost got it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying Payton almost had it. Almost had
it. John Freeman said he set a standard that only Kobe kept alive: two-way play and trust your teammates. What a concept.
Look at Payton, man. Payton's in there.
Man, he looks so young.
He does. This guy might become something, man. You have to keep an eye on this Payton guy.
Crazy.
I mean, look at it, man. He's all over it. He's shoving Jordan. He's in there. He's like, ooh, pass was a little long. It's cool. This is going to be really interesting for everyone here when we eventually watch some like mid-90s Sonics Bulls, to watch how Payton, watch how his defense has evolved from this to then sort of how maturely he handles it in the mid-90s.
Absolutely.
Javo says Jordan had at least 4 different jump shot moves. He could double clutch one dribble up, pull up, fade away. LeBum only move is to elbow the defender and drive to the basket and flop for an and one. Yeah, or I think more frequently a just 2. I don't think he actually makes it that often that he only gets 1 free throw. I feel like he usually misses it and then just shoots the 2.
I think so. Excuse me.
Woodage says this Kemp and Payton sound like a good duo. They do, don't they? I think they might have a little chemistry here. They might turn into something.
Nice.
It's a deep pull up, deep jumper. Easy. Easy. Bulls pull ahead 49-43. Look at this coverage, though. Look at these swaps. I mean, there's.
Yep.
Oh, big transition. Huge.
An actual transition point.
Yeah.
Not a
he was at the top of the key when the ball went to be inbounded, and he just sprinted across the court.
I think Horace Grant is the first person I've seen put his hands up.
Sensei Garcia says, imagine Hodges given the green light to shoot as many threes as possible. We'd be saying Curry who. It's interesting to think about. Basketball Show saying or predicting he thinks that the Bulls are about 1 year away from a title. It's a bold prediction. It's a bold prediction there, sir.
That is, and at this point it's unsubstantiated, and Oh,
Ooh. Solid little finger roll.
nice.
Look at this movement. Oh, there it is. But you were talking about, I mean, these are just efficient mid-range guys. Even
It
the big
is.
guys had to have at least something. Nice with another three. Sonics are not shooting threes very well.
No.
Seems a little desperate too, trying to hit those right now. Take a look at their benches here while they take a moment. Got some ads. Wait, is this about tough gas prices in 1990? Is that what this is about? Oh man, what's it up to? 50 cents? I don't know what gas was in the 90s or in 1990 rather. I don't know what in the 90s.
Let's see. 1990 was 14. I'm going to say around 80 cents a gallon.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
My friend drove a 15-passenger van as like just his regular drive around vehicle because it's what his parents had. And we would put like $8 in it like every 2 weeks because gas was just so ridiculously cheap.
That's awesome. I gotta tell you, I moved from a city in New England to like a small town, and just for me alone, I think gas went down like $1.50 or something per gallon. Just making that move. In the city, it
Yeah.
was like $1.50 more, almost $2 more. So I suppose it kind of depends on where you live.
It does. Yeah, for sure.
Binary Bard says where he was, it was about $1 per gallon. That's so nuts.
It's so low. Well, I mean, crazy. My brother just went to Montana fairly recently, and their gas was like $3 less per gallon.
Real quick, I just want to interrupt real quick. Chicago, they've got up on the board here. Chicago shooting 73% at this point in the second quarter to Seattle's 57%.
I mean, that'll do it.
Man, they start strong this year. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, it's just interesting that, it really does depend on where you live. He said in Montana they were bitching about the gas prices, and then he showed them because I sent him a picture of how much it is here, and their minds were blown. Like they couldn't even fathom paying over $6 a gallon.
Wow. We're back in the game now. Pippen taking his free throws, shorts it off the front of the rim.
Just after it.
Ooh. Almost had it. Jordan tries to bring it back in. Full court already.
And
Bulls
no
all over
stragglers
the
ever.
Sonics at their own baseline in the second quarter of a regular season game. These guys mean business.
Oh, that was nice.
Curtis Joseph asks if Pip and Polynice keep in touch. I have no idea.
I mean, I know Polynice had some choice words for him on a fast break with, oh my God, I can't remember, Byron Scott.
Did he? I missed that.
Yeah.
I don't know why that doesn't surprise me at all.
I just want to say hello to Cottage. He just joined. Thanks for joining us, Cottage. Oof.
All right. Tied up now. Seattle came back. 53-53.
Wow. Just look at that opposition there. Two different guys trying to go for the ball. Nothing you can do.
Just clobbered in the paint the minute you show yourself in there.
That was a nice shot.
Something funny I noticed because I caught a little bit of I watched a little bit of the OKC Spurs game going on now in the Western Conference Finals. I saw a lot of everybody sort of avoiding going in, like avoiding going at Wemby when it was just Wemby standing there.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me to watch this when you got 4 guys in there that are all allowed to shove the crap out of you, that are all allowed to boss you around, bully you around in there, and these guys are just driving right into it and maneuvering around and trying. This is, I don't know, it's just funny to me to see, then you think about OKC avoiding just one guy down there. Look at that. That's free throw
for him.
Yeah. How about that for mechanics?
That was interesting.
Shout out to Nemo Los Angeles. Welcome back. Sir says the Sonics were exciting to watch. Shawn Kemp dunks. Huge dunks. Came into the league with it too.
Yeah.
X-Man was quoted several times just in complete awe of what Kemp could do in the air. Oh, Jordan with another steal. Easy dunk.
Come on.
And immediately on the double team at full court. Oh my God, look at this. All over them. Almost gets another steal. It does. Knocks it away. Bulls pick it up.
Oh, out for the three, and he sinks it. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Jesus.
What I love about Jordan's defense in this game is he's taking chances. Like, he could absolutely fail in reading that and miss and end up looking foolish, but he never did. I mean, sometimes you are going to miss. That's just the reality of trying to make a steal.
I want to point out immediately following that, Sonics inbound the ball, still full court press, 3 Bulls all over them.
Yeah.
And they finally move the ball towards half court. Pippen manages to just barely get his feet planted in front of the Sonics as the guy's turning. And as the guy turns into him, because his feet were planted, it's immediately a charge. Bulls ball again. It's not a foul. Nobody's on the floor. Nobody's rolling around. Nobody's crying about it.
Nope.
Jordan, big mid-range. Almost put it back. Nothing.
Just blocked before even half court.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's like, we are not going to just give you anything. You're going to have to earn it.
Almost steal, then a steal, and a quick attempt at a, Hail Mary buzzer beater. But just absolutely no rest whatsoever.
Ramble on by says, this is great, guys. Feels good to watch some real quality basketball. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, Ramble on by.
That is why we are here.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
We love real basketball. And we want to experience that with people that also love real basketball. 60-53 at the half. Bulls up. So I think at this point in the season, Bulls are 4-4 and Sonics are 3-2.
Yes, we have them on the score there. Bulls actually they're now winning again, but they started off 0-3 in this season.
Yeah,
started off 0-3, and then they went on a Western Conference road trip, and now they're 4-4. And we'll see how this goes. See if they can pick up some momentum here. I got a good feeling about it. Binary Bard points out, great play, no goofy ice in the veins type thing, right back on defense. That's right. They pull these amazing moves, and then they're immediately guarding again. They're immediately double teaming somebody. They're running back. They're hustling back. I mean, they're just defensive-minded superstars.
Absolutely. Looks like JW has joined us. He said, granted, it's windy in the middle, but it seems no one knows how to beat a 2-3 zone. They don't. They're not trying. They don't want the contact. They don't want to, end up on a poster. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's what I think. I think they don't want the clip. I think that's what they're avoiding. I
honestly
am that cynical at this point that I don't even think they're worried about blocks or any of that stuff. I think they're just worried about looking bad on the clip.
Look at that pass from Magic. Come on.
We're in commercials here. They're showing us some Showtime stuff.
When I see Magic pass and people utter the words that LeBron is a better passer than Magic, I just want to punch him in the face. Like, that's unsubstantiated garbage.
Yeah, I think so.
And James Worthy was just, all of this is crazy.
Karl Malone on his ranch. What's Karl Malone talking about from his ranch? I didn't even know he had a ranch. What's he doing on a ranch?
He probably doesn't. That's probably just for the commercial.
I don't put it past him, man. Maybe he had a ranch.
KJ?
Is Kevin Johnson out here? Nah. I like this ad. Look at this. They're just going through everybody.
Yeah, just highlighting all the greats.
Stars and help and role players alike. Just whoever's doing good.
Actually, while we're in halftime, I'm going to run use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Let me put it up here that we are officially at halftime. For those of you syncing up, it's 59:45 is where we're at. I really wonder if Karl Malone actually owned a ranch or if they just put him in there. Curtis Joseph would like us to rank the best Bulls title teams. It's tough, but he's got 96, 91, 97, 92, 93, 98. Ooh. 98 at the end. 93 second to last. Ooh, that's... I'm going to wait for Siberius to do this. I think we got to do this one together. That's interesting. I feel like I would go 93, 96, 91, 90. Actually, I don't know. I don't know between 91 and 92. I think I would go 93, 96, 92, 98, 91, 97. I think that's mine. But that's tough. That's a really tough question. I think that's the hardest question I've been asked. Here, good luck with this. Curtis Joseph would like, I gave mine already. Let's see how they stack up. Curtis Joseph would like you to rank the best Bulls title teams. It's tough, but he's got 96, 91, 97, 92, 93, 98.
96, 93, 91, 98, 92, 97.
Actually, we're super close. We're super close. I had 93 and 96 reversed. I had 93, then 96. But those two were my top.
I mean, that's such a toss-up, man.
I know.
They're both such just fantastic games or series. I mean, the reality is my answer to that is yes. Pick any number, put them in any order. I'm fine with that.
Basically. I think I went 93, 96, 92, 98, 91, 93. I think that's mine. I think that's how I want to go. But I mean, there's a couple toss-ups in there.
There is. Basketball Show says Karl Malone not only had a ranch, but he has owned multiple cattle and timber ranches over the years. I had no
idea. I never knew that about him. That actually raises my estimation of him. I like him more now. That adds points to him. That's cool. Agree. Like, that's actually awesome. Javo points out Magic for his career averaged over 10 assists. Goofy did that once in the bubble. Yeah. Oh, man.
Basketball Show also says Goofy did it in a much easier game, too, with much more spaced floor, which makes a huge difference.
With a whole bunch of people not even participating. Also follows up, says he's working towards a ranch. That's his dream. That's a good dream.
I mean, it's a solid dream.
I wanted to work towards a farm, but Mrs. Pineapple, I think, is more working towards just having like land with a petting zoo. She won't let me eat them or sell them to be eaten or anything like that. I think she just wants to keep them and just have them.
That's fair.
Take care of them as just really big outdoor pets. Which, I respect it.
I agree.
We do grow some crops though. She's got a little call them crops, but she got a good little garden out there. Got tomatoes, banana peppers, Cuban peppers, pretty sweet peppers. She's got a whole bunch of a couple different types of tomatoes and stuff. She's growing all sorts of food for us back there. And it's outstanding. I can't tell you. It's so delicious, and it's a lot easier than we thought it was.
It's so different than what you get in the store.
Yeah, and it's night and day. It's crazy. Okay, calm down. Curtis Joseph says, if Jordan never plays baseball, do the Bulls... Oh, sorry. If Jordan never plays baseball, do the Bulls 8-peat? I say yes. And they 9-peat if they all come back in 99. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know about 99, but I think 94 for sure. I think 94, 95.
I mean, I think 99 is possible. Like, they're all, in 98, they were the oldest team to win a championship. So 99, they're a little bit older.
From
nice.
Ooh, that block. Jordan behind the back, getting a little head fake.
Oh, come on.
Pump fake Pippen and airball. All that work. We're going to airball from like 8 feet.
Thank God Pippen carried Jordan.
That's all right. It happens. All over the place. These days, I find myself on the Gulf Coast of the United States is where we're at now. Extremely good farmland, I'll tell you. Great land for growing stuff. But yeah, we're by the beach again. Born in the Caribbean, lived in New England for a while, lived in Florida for a while, lived all over the place. But now we're back on the beach, which I enjoy enormously. I'm trying not to move around so much. I did 10 years in the last place. I did 10 years up in New England, and now been here 5 years, or 4 years now, coming up on 5 years. Here on the beach again. I just generally always want to be by the beach. The few times I've ever been far away from the beach, it just feels claustrophobic. It feels weird.
I hear you.
Not having the ocean nearby just feels like we went I lived for what, a year and a half or something in the mountains. Couldn't handle it. Like, you can't see the horizon. That's terrifying. That's just weird.
I completely agree.
Feel boxed in.
I mean, I've lived my entire life in Washington.
Real quick, Pippen makes up for it. Drives right in over 3
good.
defenders. Easy layup off the glass. Solid stuff. Making up for that air ball. Sorry, please.
I've just lived my entire life in Washington. You know, the water is right here. You know, it's nice to go to the ocean. I'm just a huge fan of Washington. My brother and I, however, have been discussing moving to Montana and, you know, getting some acreage. And that would be nice. I don't know if like we would own cattle or, you know, horses or whatnot. You know, that all remains to be seen. But there's just something about that wide open space that is appealing. The not being around water would be crazy.
Yeah, it's so awkward to me. I've tried it and I can't get into it. But I have family that loves it. I have family that loves living in the mountains. I got family that lives, you know, like on the kind of the plains kind of thing. No good. Absolutely not. It's weird. There's got to be water. How is there not? Just ooh, big bump. Jordan with another steal. Man, AOH called it. What is that? Like his 4th or 5th steal now? Jeez.
I want to say it's 5th. I have not been counting, but I want to say it's the 5th.
Man. And he's on limited minutes. If he ends up with 7 steals on whatever, 35 minutes, that's crazy. Basketball Show says he did 23 years in New York. Now I'm in Texas. Last 5. Oh, ho, ho. You know I have the utmost respect for you and all of your content, Basketball Show. But I did 10, grand total in my life of, I think, 13 years. 3 or 4 years when I was a kid, and then 10 years as an adult in Boston. So big Red Sox household, big Red Sox fans out here. So I can only hope that you are a Mets fan and not a Yankees fan. That's my biggest hope right now in the world. I am in deep suspense to hear the answer to that. But Texas, that's cool. We're actually nearby. We're neighbors. Basketball Show. We are neighbors. Assuming you're in
Real
East
quick,
Texas.
I do just want to point this out to Curtis Joseph. Everything that's happening on the gamecast PMR is doing manually. It doesn't do it automatically.
Oh, am I behind on the score? Oh my God.
If you do notice that he's a little bit behind on the score, it will get updated. It just is not doing it automatically. And to try to do it every single time they score would be mind numbing. So just bear with us a little bit.
The more you guys comment, the harder it gets, just so you know.
Yes.
JW agrees with me. Mountains are terrifying. I agree. Yes, sir. Or ma'am, but I 100% agree.
Oh, no. I absolutely love the mountains. Mount Rainier, largest mountain in the continental United States, if you are not aware. I have not been to the top of it, but I have been to Paradise a few different times. You know, that's pretty high up. And mountains are great. You have to respect them because they will try to kill you any opportunity they get. But they're
real quick. We are back. 68-57 Chicago.
Oh, come on.
Into the tail end of this third quarter here. Foul on, who's that on? It's on Chicago. Looks like X-Man caught the foul, but who fouled him? Actually, where is it? Where are they calling it? Oh, no, they're calling it on him. Oh,
yeah, I think it must be on X-Man.
Yeah,
push off or something, and I missed it.
I thought it was on goggles down there, but no. So we were tied, kind of close to the half, but now Bulls have pulled ahead pretty significantly, up by 13. It's all these steals, though, man. It's all these turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't be doing it. You just can't be turning over that much. Rudy said, go Cardinals. I love the Cardinals. Massive respect to the Cardinals. Shout out to Cards fans. Cora got his start of the Cards before Houston. Ooh, Payton deep. Can't hit it. Bulls charging up. Pippen
Oh,
sliding around. Jordan, huge out of nowhere.
with the dunk. Oh, yeah, Casey's pissed.
Flying in. Quick cut, unbeknownst to the defense, up and over. Man, Seattle cannot buy another basket.
No, they cannot. Oh,
Nemo
this is
says,
where
sounds like potential beef, PMR. Listen, I can be respectful and get along with anybody, even a Yankees fan. But yes.
Curtis Joseph says, ranking the teams who lost to the Bulls in the finals, best to worst. 93 Phoenix, 97 Jazz, 92 Trailblazers, 98 Jazz, 96 Sonics, 91 Lakers.
Ooh. Big
Interesting.
Big on the rankings. Binary Bard says stuck in, I'm assuming that's San Antonio for now. I've never been to San Antonio. Barkley doesn't recommend it, but I would like to see it at some point. Let's see. Let's take that on while we're in these commercials here. For dollar gasoline. Jesus. Ranking the teams who lost to the Bulls in the finals, best to worst. I agree with 93 Phoenix. I would put Portland above 97 Utah and then 98 Utah. Ooh, 91 LA. I don't know. Damn, that's hard. That's really hard.
That is hard.
I'm going to go Phoenix, Portland, 98 Jazz. I'm actually gonna say no. That's a crazy thing to say. I want to put 96 Seattle over 97 Utah, but I mean, no way. If you face those two off, there's no way that Utah doesn't win. I think Utah beats
I agree.
Seattle. So it's got to be 97 Utah followed by 96 Seattle, and then I'm gonna agree with you. 91 LA at the bottom. I think that's where I'm at.
I think I agree with that for the most part.
So basically flip 92 and 97, flip the Jazz with the Trailblazers, and then flip the two Jazzes. I would give 98 over the edge over 97. I know that's crazy, but
no, that's not crazy. That's not crazy at all.
I can defend it if I have to.
The way that I see it. And I also agree with you. I don't think the Sonics take the Jazz.
It's crazy how hard that is too, because like, how good are these teams? Like,
oh, I mean, that's the thing is like you're trying to organize great teams.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm told that this OKC is the greatest team of the century. That's the only reason that the Lakers lost.
That's why they got swept, because
and then they
the greatest team ever
and lose to San Antonio somehow. So I suppose San Antonio is the greatest team ever in the history of, I don't know. Jordan with another rebound in the face of 3 Sonics. We're back in this game.
Does he?
Packs in the top, gives it to Jordan. Pats it right back. Packs it, shoots. Air balls. Cartwright's below. Easy. I don't know what that air ball was about, but thankfully Cartwright was right there to save the day. Seattle for 3, nothing. Solid rebound. Bulls get it back. Jordan bringing it up.
Oh.
Oof. Jordan fouled. Almost made it. Solid moves. Look how locked in. Look how focused these guys are.
Yeah.
On like their 9th game of the season. 16 turnovers for Seattle. I think Jordan's got to be at like 6 steals by now. 5 or 6 steals.
Is just insane.
Yeah. Pippen also, I think he's at what, like 4 steals so far. Man.
Jordan with 30. Makes the 2 free throws.
Yeah, I'll put Jordan up there for how he was doing at this point. This is Jordan previous season. Going into this season, up on the board here, you can see where he was at.
Wow.
Try to pull together interesting info for you guys to put on the panels. So if you're not watching, or even if you are, there's something interesting to learn about some of these games or some of the context of where they're at the time. But if there's anything in particular that y'all like to know about, let us know. I'll do my best to preload it in for these watch parties.
I appreciate you adding in that content. It's valuable information to have. Joseph Curtis says 93 Phoenix is the best team of my lifetime to not win the title. I'd be hard pressed to argue with that.
That's why it's my number one. When you ask for ranking those finals, that's why 93 is number one for me.
I have to agree.
Crazy.
That's exactly why.
I like this from Nemo Los Angeles says, we knew we were watching greatness when Jordan played. Oh, Speaking of which, baseline, reverse layup, easy. Past 3 Sonics. Smooth. Well-timed. Well-timed comment there, Nemo. 82-59. Bulls have gone, what is that now? I think it's like 13-2 is now the run that they're on. Yeah, I think so. Wow, that's wild. But yeah, not only did we know we were going to watch greatness when Jordan played, we also knew that if you bought the ticket to that game, he was going to be playing.
He was going to be playing.
You can imagine.
I saw Jordan play live 3 times. He played all 3 games and delivered all 3 games. It wasn't. Couldn't get it done. Oh, wow.
Ooh. Huge block.
That was crazy.
Huge block from the X-Man. That gets his arm all over it. So once again, I just want to remind everybody, Kemp is coming off the bench in this game. He was coming off the bench his first year. This is his second year in the league. He is being mentored by the veterans who, and unfortunately for him, between Michael Cage at center and X-Man at power forward, there just isn't room for him. You still got these, big vets who kind of have earned it. They were the stars of the Sonics for the back half of the 80s. So Kemp needs to mature and learn from them. He's still too hot. He's still too sort of not inconsistent, but he's too, young. He just wants to go out drinking and partying is how he came in. But the vets have him in there every night. They have him. They're giving him crap. If he shows up late for practice, if he shows up for anything, he gets punished for it by the vets, not by the coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really sort of drilling it into him. They've got him in there for film watching sessions and all that. They taught him, and they've all talked about it. But they're teaching him that playing in the NBA is a full-time job. You don't just show up and play basketball. You got to do all the stuff. You got to show up to all the shoot-arounds. You got to show up to all the practices. Shout out to the Sonics dancers.
Yeah, no, there is no activating playoff mode. It's all go all the time, every minute of every game. It's also why I think it's ridiculous, and it really seems to be a fanboy argument when they talk about, with the expansion in the 90s of the NBA, that it watered down the talent. It didn't. It gave them an opportunity because there were so many great guys that just weren't getting minutes.
Yeah.
And the expansion allowed them to go to those other teams where they could demonstrate their proficiency and become great, and many of them did.
Yeah, I mean, they really did, though. I mean, they became really great. Like, development was a team process. I mean, everybody was working on it, and the other thing is, you could expect to be there. I mean, for the most part, you could really expect if you had decent chemistry, you could expect to be there for several years. And even if you were only there for a few years, I mean, they worked hard. They worked hard on helping you develop, on helping you, learn the get some discipline in your game, helped you with consistency. Like they were into it
for sure.
So I think that worked out. I think that worked out really well. I think that produced a better outcome for most teams.
It's interesting seeing people's shooting form at the free throw line, how much it varies.
It is. Everybody's got like their own little unique, weird thing. Moving around. Sonics look a little desperate, in my opinion.
Oh, not gonna get it.
Oh. Bullet pass inside.
Oh,
they get it back. Misses the layup.
Those rebounds.
Sonics come on. Get it back with the rebounds. Sonics. They get another shot at it, miss it again, and then finally lose it. Kick it to the Bulls. Cartwright can't get it in. It's like they're calling a foul. Cartwright. Oh, no, just clean. Just out of bounds. Ooh, into Cartwright. Stopped.
Wow.
Ooh, shut down. Oh, is he getting called for the foul on that? No way. Kemp comes in, shut him down. Oh, yeah, so what I was saying. So Kemp's coming off the bench. And still, even on limited minutes, he still ends up with like 16 points, which at that time, by the way, was a huge amount of points.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
The leader on this team is a bona fide star at 21 points per game. Kemp comes out, puts up 16 on limited minutes from the bench. That's huge.
And Cartwright's shooting form is crazy.
It is interesting.
I just don't get it.
But the quote that I had on it, though, I did try to pull a few. But Kemp put it out there that Xavier, X-Men, and those guys saved me and Gary from having forgettable careers. They pushed us and held us accountable. Was what he had to say about about those guys.
That's a great quote.
Yeah. Now think about how many forgettable careers you can think of these days from specifically lack of any of that, lack of any accountability whatsoever.
That's the problem. Oh, does he get it?
Oh.
Missed.
Like how he doesn't even step back. He steps forward. Doesn't step back to get over the three.
Oh, and Kemp
oh my God. Yeah, but that vertical though, man. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
Holy crap. The reach on Kemp.
All right, finally drain it.
There you go. Seattle with the mid-range. What are we at? 83-64. JW calling out X-Man is pretty underrated. I agree. Never quite got that ring.
No.
2 chances that I think he arguably could have, that he possibly even should have, but just couldn't quite get it.
Vince Garcia points out Sam Perkins is another underrated Sonic. Agreed.
Yeah. Nemo with the Detlef Schrempf love.
Detlef Schrempf was absolutely underrated.
Agreed. And BJ's got heart. You gotta hand it to BJ, man. He's not scared of anybody out there.
Nope. He's gonna go at it.
Bring the ball up. Jordan getting a minute. We're seeing the bench flourish here. It's like half the bench is out there, giving him a breather before the fourth.
Got to get that shot. And no.
Shout out to Michael Cage's hair. The center on the Sonics. Yeah, the hair and the goggles that you see on your screen. Michael Cage's hair was severely underrated. I agree. There's a fantastic comment earlier. I think it was Vincente said, we need to bring back that hair. To hell with the ozone layer.
Uh-huh.
Quick pull up. Can't hit it.
I mean-
Sonics with the rebound.
I don't even think you can buy Aquanet anymore.
Sonics go to drive in. Foul on BJ. Reaching in. Slapped him a little bit.
Vincent Garcia, you are crazy. Sam, why are my eyes slanted Perkins? Wow. You're not wrong, but still, wow.
JW says, kids today never heard of any of these guys. Well, you know what? Hopefully a couple of them might see it here.
That's the thing. I would really like to change that. I would absolutely like to change that. And I hope as we continue to do these and it continues to grow, that, we can be educating some of the younger audience on the greats that played the game before.
I hope so, man. I hope it grows to that point where we can get a lot more modern guys or, new era sort of people to see it, to see what it was.
Just to see the contrast. Like, I'm not even saying that you have to think that the past era players are better. I mean, they are, but, not saying that you have to think that way, but just understanding where the game was, like, to where it's come from. I just think it's important for people to know.
Agreed. So while we're in this commercial, while it's Miller time out here, I want to call some attention to two gentlemen on the Bulls, two of the bench guys that we actually just saw come out that I tried to make a little note of there. But the two big additions that the Bulls made in the offseason, they didn't add any stars, they didn't add any huge free agents or anything like that. They added some deep bench guys who I don't think really ever got a whole lot of love, but big deal stuff. The main one that I want to highlight is Dennis Hobson, the guy from New Jersey Nets here. I wrote down in my notes to talk about, so try not to forget about it. But yep, Hobson and Livingston are the two big guys. Cliff, super solid, experienced, longtime veteran, big rebounder, big shot blocker. But both of these guys are extremely physical. Both these guys were solid. They're enforcers. I mean, they're just really sharp defensive guys.
Absolutely.
And they can foul and all that stuff. That was their answer. I know the game is back on, but I just want to finish this point real quick. Although it should be pointed out here, Chicago shooting 43%, 10 of 23. Seattle shooting 24% in the third quarter.
That is not going to get it done
in the third quarter. Man. Makes it easier for me to keep up with the score at least, but come on, guys. What are y'all doing? Another big rebound from the Sonics. Man, they rebounded, and the Bulls just steal it away. Back and forth we go. But anywho, I wanted to point that out just because that's the big move that they made. They added that depth. They added some physicality to help out Horace Grant and Bill Cartwright down low with the expectation that they would likely be faced with the Pistons again. That's the only thing that they felt they were missing. Everything else they felt they could do just as good, hit the same Eastern Conference Finals and go to the finals with exactly the offense that they had. Just tighter triangle, more practice, and they could do it. But they felt that physicality was what they were missing to go up against the Pistons. But the other thing is specifically shouting out Dennis Hobson, because he guarded Michael Jordan every single day, every single practice. One of their best defensive guys, big defensive veteran, specifically to sharpen Michael Jordan's skills against the new sort of quicker, faster defenders that were coming into the league in the late 80s.
Absolutely.
So you imagine having that assignment every practice. Your job is to make Michael Jordan's life as much hell as possible and try to keep up while Jordan somehow keeps finding ways.
It's a difficult task.
Yeah, but that was the only change that they made going into this season. Everything else is otherwise the same. So I always thought that was cool. I think that's cool that
No,
they really didn't
absolutely.
change it much. They stuck with their core and they added little tweaks, little bench, bench roles, specialists and stuff, but they did not go and do crazy stuff. That was not the strategy. Just keep developing, keep working your drafted guys.
Well, and it worked. I mean, if you look
Yeah.
between the first three-peat and the second three-peat, that was really where all of their dramatic roster changes took place.
Yep. Well, they thought they were going to have to be rebuilding.
Yeah.
And then they didn't.
And wrong they were.
Another mid-range miss. Cartwright with the rebound. Bulls in transition up. Ooh. Wow. Sonics
Woodard said Bulls missed Corzine. Oh yeah, Dave Corzine. You know they missed him.
Dallas almost takes him out. Curtis Joseph said Rodman was really the only major trade the Bulls made from 91 to 98. Yep. Ron Harper was a trade as well. But it was a sort of a low, considered to be somewhat of a lower value trade until Harper exploded on offense. But I mean, he was good. It's not like he wasn't good. I'm not trying to downplay it or anything like that. It just didn't get the same recognition that Rodman trade did.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I suspect Curtis just said Bulls fleeced San Antonio in that deal. I suspect San Antonio wasn't, yeah, Rodman really was worth the trouble is the issue with Rodman. Right? His performance was absolutely worth the trouble, but he also brought all of that trouble too. So I can't imagine. I'm sure for San Antonio, it's probably just, you know what? We just want a nice, peaceful team.
I think they were done with him. Like, regardless of his production, I think they're like, let's just get him out of here.
Yeah, I think they were over it.
Because what
Binary Guard was in San Antonio. He says we were happy to see him go. There you go.
Because what did the Bulls trade Will Purdue?
I still remember when he was like immediately ejected on, I think it was his first season with my Spurs.
And he was.
Yeah. We were actually just watching the last watch party was the Eastern Conference Finals in '96. Oh, nope. Almost. Little roller, offensive rebound.
Nice.
Little turnaround off the glass. Makes it solid.
Jordan and Pippen getting a break.
Yeah, we were watching it in '96, and we had to point out why most of the guys were playing, 82 games, and a couple. Shaq had like 60-something games because he was out in the fall for a while with a thumb injury. But we had to point out that Rodman had also missed a bunch of games, except that it was because he headbutted a ref that year. So they suspended him for a bunch of games. His head was not injured, though. He just headbutted the ref. The ref was injured, but Rodman was all right. So can't have that.
I mean, yeah, there's footage of that moment, and it's a little unhinged. Oh, got the steal. Uh-oh.
Ooh, is that Orlando? Look at the high flying. Look at that stuff, man. X-Men is cool. Trying to do better on keeping up. 91-70. We got the score. We got the score working.
Woodage makes a great comment. In the first three-peat, the game was more offensive, so Krause added shooters. In the second three-peat, the game was more defensive, so he added defenders. Absolutely.
What's your clock at, real quick? Can you tell me?
My clock is ahead. How did that happen?
I think the gamecast clock
must have stopped temporarily again.
That's right. You keep going. If you haven't hit anything, what are you at though?
I was at 36 something, so I'm going back in time now.
Oh no, don't move it.
All right. Well, right now I'm at 135.56.
56. All right.
And I will press play as soon as the sync clock gets to that.
Oh, well, here. We're adjusting it a little bit here on the sync clock. Oh, you guys keep going. I mean, the clock is there, but it does drift just a little bit. Well, hopefully this will reset it here. Technology is fun.
All right. I am live again.
Fantastic.
91-70 in the fourth. Oh, made it.
Excellent. So my apologies if it drifts a little bit. I don't know why the game clock will sometimes do that. I don't know. I don't think it's on the screen that it's doing that, though. I think it's internal. I think it's on the clock itself. But
No, it probably is. I mean, there's going to be, some glitches with this, but
no,
it seems to be going pretty smoothly. I'm pretty happy with it.
I am trying to catch it so that it's easy for folks to. But I'll try to correct it in the future. I'll try to correct it from the clock side rather than everybody having to correct it from the game side. So I will put in a manual override on the clock. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Wooted showing his support for the Bulls. Just hang on a bit longer.
Chiloso, stop it. Chiloso says, sorry, I just left the Eddie TV live in here now. God bless chat. Shout out to Eddie TV. I did not know he was live. If he's still streaming.
I checked on his live for a few, but had to exit to do this.
But Chiloso, there is absolutely no sorry. You watch what you want. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Shout out to
no
Eddie
need
TV,
for apologies, and got to show everybody love.
Yeah.
Oh, with the rebounds, man! I just wish there was that level of fight. What's with the lady in the captain's hat?
I don't know what she's doing there. We got a lady in the stands with like the kind of captain hat. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, Chiloso says, wait, Jill says, you shouted me out. Hey, cheers, Eddie TV. That's crazy. Man, I love Eddie TV.
You're getting shout outs all over the place.
Man, that is extremely, I don't even know what to make of that. That's crazy.
Putting in good work. That's what does it.
I'm trying. This stuff's hard. Guys that do this, every day are legends. Purdue long. Whoa.
Oh, and they got it.
Up and over off the glass. Massive. It's just such great basketball to watch.
It is.
Like I can't stop. We started this and now we can never stop it. It's basically
nothing's given. It's always earned. Like, oh, you're going to go to the basket? Well, you're going to have to get through me.
That's some good hand clapping. I like that. Jordan stopper in a TV ad. Yep. By the way, what's the exact opposite of stopper? Allower? I don't know. Encourager? Yeah. Enabler? Enabler. Maybe that's it. Cottage would like to know to you, who was the better NBA coach, George Karl or Don Nelson? Ooh. I think I lean Nelson, but that question's addressed to you.
No, I think I got to go with Don Nelson. I mean,
Yeah.
I like George Karl. But yeah, I mean, if I have to choose, I think I go with Don Nelson.
Oh, now I understand the hand clapping. It's because you went backwards in time. Yep, that is some fantastic hand clapping. Yes, I agree with the commenters there. Shout out to the Sonics dancers, cheerleaders.
Yeah. With their big ass hair full of Aquanet. And just picking up someone full court and being like,
they've been doing full court press since the first quarter.
They have, which is just fantastic.
Stepped it up in the second quarter, early in the second quarter. But we have seen the entire game. It's crazy.
Curtis Joseph said, Gerald, Jordan Enabler Wilkins. There we go.
Geloso's passing on a thank you from Eddie TV for a super chat that I gave him earlier on this week. Yeah. Nice. I mean, not my first, won't be the last, man. Shout out to Eddie TV.
Agreed. Shout out to Eddie
Somehow
TV.
you are in here and don't know about Eddie TV, you should go follow Eddie TV. You should go subscribe to Eddie TV immediately. But I would imagine everybody here already knows about it.
I would have to think so.
Oh, that's nice. Woodage would like to wish everybody a happy 1990 Thanksgiving. That's so nice. Happy 1990 Thanksgiving to you too, sir. Payton working on the outside. Ooh.
And he got it.
Broken ankles and got it. Man, he's just a rookie. He's just a little rookie. I think he's got something. I think this guy's going places.
I think so.
Another rebound. Jesus. How high can Kemp jump? I gotta like look up his vertical. Like this. What is he doing? That's crazy.
It is a long night for him. You almost got to feel bad. I mean, I don't, but.
Man, that's cool. So, chat, what do you guys think about? We were toying around with the idea. I don't know how, but I was able to find some uploads of old Olympics games too, like Dream Team games, like 92 Dream Team. I thought that could be really interesting.
I would love to watch those. I mean, I don't know if you're asking me, but I would 100% love to watch those. I watched them like in real time when they were on, but I haven't seen them since. So that's a long time ago. And I had the whole set
of those cards too. I wish I still had them.
I thankfully did not get rid of all of my basketball cards. I still have some that I hold in reverence above my own life. I do not have all of them, though. There were so many amazing cards I got rid of.
Oh, Binary Bard says, I think we're just happy to watch great basketball together, whatever the game. That is the comment of the year. That's the nicest comment.
That's what I like to hear. That means the world to us, that you guys feel that way.
Oh, Sonics hit a 3. Kemp hit a 3. Man, after like 8 misses, 9 misses from 3 for the Sonics, somehow Kemp.
Does he get it? And he does.
Armstrong with a double
nice pass.
Faked out 2 of them. got in there.
Shut
Woodage
him
says
down.
Binary stole his comment. I appreciate it, Woodage. I got you too. Don't worry about it. No, it does. It means the world to us that y'all keep coming back for these games. This is so much fun. We did the first one, and I can't tell you, we did it as an experiment. Huge, solid layup. Man, BJ's having a game. BJ's doing work. Look at BJ go.
It was just really kind of an experiment, and it seems to be an experiment that has worked.
Yeah.
And I hope it just continues to grow and grow. It feels good to have people joining us for this.
Yeah, man, it's wild. It's just such a nice way to spend the evening, you know?
It is. It's so nice. People that respect and appreciate the game, people that are knowledgeable about the game, and to just be able to enjoy real basketball with real fans. I can't think of anything better.
I agree. Nemo Los Angeles says he still has his Dream Team basketball cards. Man, I wish I still had those. I really wish I still had those. But yeah, that could be interesting. I don't know how they're surviving. Oh, that's a fantastic commercial over here. But I don't know how they're surviving. Like how they're able to have those games up. I remember AOH was trying to show some of the Olympic stuff, and I mean they were just sniping everything every 2 seconds.
Yep.
Like he had to do some real magic to get even some of it up there. I think it's mostly on his Patreon now, but so I don't know. I guess they're cool with they're cool with like the old, the old Olympics somehow. I don't know. I don't know why they would be like that, but either way, could be interesting to do a watch party of that, the Dream Team stuff.
I'm genuinely curious if after a certain time it becomes public domain.
I mean, not that short. That's too long. Oh, Woodage has a theory here. I like this theory. It says most of the Olympic Games on YouTube don't have announcers. Oh, is that how they're getting away with that?
Interesting.
That's clever. Well, AOH had enough problems with Olympic coverage. I don't think we'll be asking him to see
no.
to go fight with the Olympic Committee again.
Nope. Not necessary. We can watch an original stream. That's fine.
Yeah. Vicente Garcia has a request for the 91 Eastern Conference Finals to go back in there. Basically, the end of this season here, over the hump of the Bad Boy Pistons, and the losers walking out before the game is over. You know what's crazy? We were watching when we watched the 96 Magic Bulls. Solid rebound on the Bulls. We were watching the 96 Magic Bulls. They were still talking about that. I mean, they were talking about that 5-6 years later, and still talking about how that's, how disrespectful that was and how bad that was. And it's just crazy because, you see now you have certain players that just keep doing it.
Yep.
So it's wild. But 91 Eastern Conference Finals would be good to put in there. I'll definitely add that to the list. We have a few games from 91 that we're interested in.
I do. I think that would be a good one.
I think so too.
I'd also
like to see the 90. I'd also like to see the 91s where he lost, where Jordan lost. I think that's potentially.
I think so.
Just as fun.
I mean, especially because he was being physically assaulted and people. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I guess I should. I'll just hit that real quick. We're not. If you notice, the games that we are putting on, the games that we are interested in. Obviously, we're going to watch a lot of the, epic games, some of the most memorable games, of all time, for sure. But we are also interested in games like this, games where there's just like really interesting storylines, really interesting stuff happening that are not necessarily the most highlight reel games, just to show and enjoy just how this was normal basketball. This was just a normal Wednesday.
The only reason why we're doing it is because I was there. Other than that, there's absolutely no. Well, I mean, PMR actually pointed out some very important significance to this game, But the reason why we did it is, because I was there. That's
Yeah.
why it means something to me. Otherwise, I probably would have forgot about it.
But it's just, I think it's important to show that, starting from, late in the first quarter or second quarter, and by the second quarter, it's, sort of official that it's full court press. I mean, it's complete, you don't see this kind of stuff, I think, in the regular season at all these days. You know what I mean? You see that only in, deep playoffs and stuff, or game sevens and that kind of thing. But I mean, there was a time where this was just normal. There was a time where that was just basketball. You could turn on basketball any day of the week, and that's what you were likely going to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
And
there it
there
is.
we go.
Final 116-95. Look at that. Seattle still tries to get that three in right at the last second.
It was an absolute nail biter.
Yep. So I think he had what, like 36 points or something like that, 37 points?
33, I believe.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Such a great game.
It's amazing.
Again, I have to shout out HOH for upscaling that game for us. It really made it far more enjoyable. I know that takes time and energy, so thank you again for doing that. Vince says, "Notice Jordan on the." Oh, go ahead.
I just want to point out, catch up real quick. Cottage says, "Great show, McZuggins and Siberius flexing the OG." I like that. Thank you for showing up.
Absolutely.
Just catch up here. Curtis Joseph says, like how they do it now, Adam Silver's NBA is so sad. Man, preach. You're in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't say I'm a huge fan of Adam Silver's approach to the NBA and what he's allowed players to get involved in, invest in, and take ownership of. I just don't think that's good. AOH asks if one of us was at this game. Yes, sir. Siberius can tell that story.
What? Yes, I was at this game.
That's a fantastic story, Siberius.
In person. Fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The next day at school, I went and rubbed it in all of my friends' faces that I got to see Jordan live because I was a prick when I was 14. I mean, I'd probably do it now, let's be honest, but it was a good time. And man, it just felt good. I mean, 33.7 steals, I believe, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. I don't know if I'm remembering all of his stats correctly, but he put in work.
I love this comment right here. Vicente Garcia pointing out, notice Jordan on the bench instead of padding his stats at the end. Yeah, once it's in blowout territory, once it's clear they're going to win, I mean, they got to save it. There's a long season ahead. I mean, there's no need. There's just no need to risk it at that point. He's done his job. They have a commanding lead. There's almost no chance of the Sonics coming back. Yeah. There's no need just to get each and every little rebound. You don't see the rest of the Bulls diving out of the way for Jordan to have a rebound. Like, none of this stuff exists.
Nope.
So I don't know. It's just a different mentality, I guess. Different priorities. Nemo Los Angeles says, correct. Normal basketball was always great. I think so. I think that's 100% true.
I agree.
Curtis Joseph says, Adam Silver has allowed players to be lazier gobs of tanking. Every shot is a three-pointer, and he makes everything a tournament. Yes, and we will be going into why each one of those things is true and what the incentives are behind all those things, why there's so many tournaments, why they're shooting threes, although most people know already why they're shooting threes. But the tanking, all this stuff, it's just ridiculous. Actually, just a quick little plug to my video this week is actually going to be on how the MVP debate, the MVP discourse is so unbelievably manufactured and totally disconnected and oftentimes directly against the things that they themselves vote on. For example, you write an article, or you all write articles, or your entire group writes a bunch of articles or goes on TV or has a bunch of podcasts talking about the case for player one being MVP and why he clearly deserves it over everybody else. and then not 3 days later or a week later, you go into that room and you do not vote for the player that you just wrote all those articles about. Like, it's just the most manufactured debate ever. And it has been for at least 7 years. I went back 7 years, so there's going to be a bunch of data in there, the voter roll breakdowns and some analysis of that to try to show how it's a complete clown show. It's a circus. I mean, it's just outright lies. They know they're lying. It's gross manipulation. And yeah, that's my view on it. But yeah, so that'll be out. That'll be out in the next couple of days. Just about done with it. So
I'm absolutely looking forward to that one.
I'm hoping to have the voter roll for 26. That's the only reason. That's all I'm waiting on. If I can just show the actual voter roll, get the same numbers for 26 that I have for the other seasons, that would be ideal. So if they could just put it out, then I could add it in and go. But yeah, so just wanted to plug that real quick. Yes, they decide the MVP before they even play the All-Star game. Do you know what's funny about that? I want to put it. JW says they decide the MVP before they even play the All-Star game. I want to, I'll go ahead and tease you this. You think that's an exaggeration, or at least I'm reading it as an exaggeration, but the reality is that is actually true 75% of the time. Like, it's statistically, it's shown. I can prove it. The polls are there. The voting is there. That is true 75% of the time. 75% of the time, the person that they poll for in February is the MVP. Despite them writing a million articles about how somebody else should be MVP, they still go in there and vote for that person that they like. It's just so many. And it's not, I just want to point out, it's not about who should have gotten MVP in terms of basketball stuff. There's a million videos for that, great arguments all over the place. My point is that the talking heads that are paid hundreds of millions of dollars to make these arguments are lying and are manufacturing a debate that they don't actually believe in. I'm going to blow my load right now, so I'm just going to shut up. But the stats will be out, the proof will be out, the evidence will be out in the next couple of days. So if you're interested in that topic, please check it out. But yes, that's a fantastic comment. Thanks for pointing that out. 20 of 30 teams make the postseason now. Then Silver wants players to take the regular season seriously. It makes it hard. It's so crazy. Like, I mean, the regular season is a joke. I went into that in the if you look at the load management video. I mean, the regular season is just complete clip farming. That's all it is.
Yeah.
These guys make more money to not play. The most profitable thing you can do in the NBA currently is not play. So if that's the league that you are in charge of as a commissioner, if that's the state of things and you're in charge of that, like, please just get out of the way. Like, just get out of the way. Let somebody else take over. Come on.
That would be nice.
I saw a guy there in the stands the other day. He looks good. Why don't you put him in charge? Like, I mean, what are we doing?
Let's try it. How much worse could it be?
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality. How much worse could it be?
Yeah. Vincente says, thing I hate is voter fatigue BS. They used to screw Jordan out of at least 2 more season MVPs. Yeah, that's always a thing for some reason. But, they're, as I'll point out, they're not in it to actually choose an MVP. They're in it to sell headlines.
Not at all.
Oh, JW did not mean it as an exaggeration. Oh, fantastic. Well, yes, then you're 100% correct. It is chosen before the All-Star game. That's 100%. Every first-round series, Triple N says, every first-round series went to 7 games, and you want me to think it's not scripted. Yeah, and who was facing off who, and the way the polls were, like, there's a lot of, trust is at an all-time low, is what I'll say.
No, that's exactly it.
Curtis Joseph would like us to keep it up. Thank you. We will certainly be trying to. We're looking at Tuesdays and Thursdays for these classic games, for our refugee games. So if you're enjoying it, we hope that you will come back for more. Long list of requests, and we have some special stuff in mind as we get closer to the NBA Finals. We have some really special stuff for that. So hopefully you will join us for that as well. You could find. Sorry, Vincente says you could find Bird steal the ball versus the Pistons. That would be a great watch. Yeah, absolutely we can. I think I already have a good guess on which game was that? Is that, I want to say it was like game 2, wasn't it? I don't know. We'll find it. But I'll put that on the list. All right, so chat is caught up. Well, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you had a good time. We'll be on again for the next watch party. We'll be on Thursday. Each of us, Sabirus and I, both have lives throughout the week, just discussing stuff about the NBA. He and I will be together also on Friday for the sort of weekly discourse.
Yep.
May have some guests, may not. So we'll, tackle all the stuff of, what stood out to us this week in the news, in YouTube discourse, in that kind of stuff. But yeah, so absolutely. Shout out to everybody who came through. Cheers to the basketball show. Cheers to Eddie TV for shouting us out. That's extremely generous. That's extremely nice of him. If you're not subbed to those channels, or AOH, or Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Uncommon Sense, and 5 other people that I'm missing, please go check them all out. Thanks again to AOH for upsampling this for us, upscaling this so that we could have something even prettier to look at. And I hope everybody has a good night. Sabirus, you want to say good night?
Yes. Good night to everyone. Absolutely. I want to reaffirm everything that you just said. Also, shout out to Pineapple Midrange for coming up with this idea, creating our gamecast, and hosting. That is a difficult job, especially when you have to manually update all of the information on the gamecast. So thank you so much for doing that. We couldn't do this without you guys. If there's no audience, there's no point. So I want to shout out you guys for being here, for participating, for keeping the chat going, for enjoying the game, for the knowledge that you're adding to this conversation. Thank you all.
Cheers, everyone.
All right.